Morning, beautiful. It's great to see you. It's great to be outside again. Yay. I was so grateful for the rain yesterday because it was dry here. And we're not talking about Australia. This is New Zealand. So I'm very grateful for rain. Now let me show you some of the stuff that's happening in the front garden. Let's not waste any time. It's all a bit scruffy. Oh look, we have a little pussycat saying, who's looking at me? So that's the view. And you can see that all those green Sparaxis were, they've gone brown now. Hi Gisela, good morning. Hi Kim. And we've got roses, and I won't show you the rose bushes because they're really scruffy. They need pruning, but we have flowers and have to wait till the flowers are done and then I'll cut them back and they'll grow some more. That's what roses do. And we have lilies, which are a bit old but still beautiful. There you go, there's a fresh flower. These ones don't have much of a scent. They just make a lot of flowers. And we have some iceberg roses, which look beautiful in the light this morning. The light's soft, so you're not getting too much light reflecting off the flowers. You can actually see inside this one. This bush got a bit beaten around by the wind, so you can see that there's a massive flower head, right? But it did get broken. Because even though I tied it up, and I didn't tie it up enough, but there it is. It's a massive floribunda head. I'm just so impressed by how many flowers this rose makes. There's another one. It's a bit smaller, but it hasn't broken. And the willow gentian is gearing up to be amazing. And the compassion rose is spreading out and taking over the world, which is rather lovely. I don't think it's ever done so well. And look at the fuchsia. So it's all happening here. It's kind of scruffy at this time of year. The very last of the white phylacterum flowers, which are so pretty. It's getting close so you can see them. Focus, there we go. So they're really pretty and really delicate. And if I back off, you can see that this whole thing, come on camera, sort the focus out. I've just got to move, there we go, till it figures it out. This whole thing is just this cascade of fern-like foliage and this plume of flowers on the top. It's really lovely. Here's the orchidba that I cut down, and it's sprouting again. Have to do it every year or so. They're amazing leaves when it grows. Nothing more to say. They're beautiful. And in behind you can see the purple cotinus, which actually, I walk in the garden, the very first leaves are just starting to turn orange. So it's really nice to see it. I thought I was losing it. It looked like it was getting sick, but it seems to be fine. And we have dahlias. Walking on the garden again, just so you can see a bit more. They're very bright magenta, and it's lovely every year. I have to deadhead them because if I don't, I'll have millions of them literally in the garden. But they're lovely. And more lilies here. Let me pick this one up. Oh. So you can see it's just a beautiful orange lily with a really deep red bud. So there's a few of those. Oh, last but not least, we have a gladiolus. They always fall over, but isn't it lovely? It's actually a brighter peach, I think, than you're probably seeing, but it's really nice. And this is something that will be out tomorrow. It's another Japanese iris. I tried it in this bed. It's actually done much better than the ones up in the back garden. And you can see it's purple with all this white net, is what it's called, through the purple. Well, it'll open tomorrow and you can see what it looks like. And there's something else wonderful happening here, which you will see soon enough too. So, hi Paula, good morning. And there's the house. And, oh look, okay, we're not done with the ramble yet. This has happened overnight. Obviously, I've pruned the creeper because it was growing all over the path, and we have these little feverfew flowers which are absolutely everywhere. Berna, good morning. So it's really nice to see these. The roses are in major need of deadheading, but look, they've got more flowers coming up. And this is the new exciting thing. The very first Lilium regale flower is open. So if I come back, you can see it's a big flower head. And you get up right and close. They've often got an earwig inside them, and this one is no exception. And this beautiful yellow throat the massive stamens. So much pollen on those, will really stain your clothes. But yeah, it's really nice to see the lily amount. And you can see there's a few of them. So try and get the camera not to be confused about focus. It's confused. So anyway, there you go. There it is. So there's the lilies, and they're coming out. And obviously there's these ones and there's those ones as well. There's actually some, I know there are bulbs here, but they haven't come up this year. I think I might have to move them. So there you go. That's what's happening in the garden. There isn't too much you missed over the holidays. I did actually take some photographs and things. And I have this grand intention to make a slideshow of all the photographs I took on the holidays. But that hasn't happened yet. So now, today, I want to talk about, there's a question that Susanna asked, which really was, in essence, okay, so you're talking about falling in love with life. How do you do that when you wake up in the morning and you're not feeling in love with life, right? Your body's heavy, or you're sore, or, your thoughts come rushing in, or whatever it is. And I've just realised what I'm missing. I don't have my clock, so this is going to be fun. Yeah, somebody tell me when we get to 20 minutes, but I'll probably know. I've got a good clock inside my head. So, what do you do? What's your process, Maddie? Really, is the question, right? So I had to scratch my head, and I thought, well, what is my process? And the thing that came to me from it is that to make significant change in your life, morning Heather, lovely to see you. To make significant change, yes, you need information. You need to know how to do it. And obviously, those of you who've been with me for a while, you have seen me connect with the information that I've been getting from Dr. Joe Dispenza and make some fairly significant changes in myself, and therefore my life, because when you change your energy, you change your life. And you're watching that unfold. So I got information and then I implemented it. Now, the place where people often fall over is the implementation, and that's not because they don't want to. The number of times, I can't count, and I haven't even worked with that many people yet. The number of times people say, I want to do this, it's just not happening, I think I don't have enough willpower. It's like, no, and we talk about it, we unpack it, we work through things, and it's always logistics. They haven't realised how much a very simple little thing like, well, I want to change the way I eat, or I want to get up in the morning so I can meditate, or I want to exercise, or I want to stop being critical, or whatever it is, how this one simple desire, thought, goal, actually really has to be unpacked and considered and worked through before you can actually make the change. So there's a bunch of logistics involved in personal change that I think makes many people fall over. And of course, the thing before that, okay, no, I'm getting myself out of order. So we have to work out how we're going to do it. Kiki, good morning, gorgeous, yay! And then we've actually got to be able to notice when it needs to happen. So, there's two things, having a plan and then being able to implement it on the spot. And obviously having the plan that actually works is helpful too. But there is a learning curve involved in all of this. So, you have a plan, you try it out, it doesn't necessarily work perfectly the first time, you tweak it, you play with it, there's a process there too. So, and really Susanna's question was, well, how do you do it? What do you do? So I thought I'd talk about that. And of course, my life is being the perfect living example of truth of what I'm talking about, as in the last 24 hours, or the last 3 or 4 days, really. So first, let me tell you what I do. Because obviously my goal, my process, my vision, my desire for my own future, well, it started off as I want to have more than enough. Really more than enough, because I got a mission in life, I got things to achieve, and fixing my house, that will be a happy thing, but there's a lot I want to do. And as I've gone along tuning into this potential of who I want to be, I've really gotten much clearer about what is I'm here to do, and that's really, okay, this is my life, this is my mission. I know now. Didn't know for many years. I've really known for the last year or so. So, where was I going with that? Completely lost my thought. So, anyway, my morning process, it'll come back to me. My process is that I get up. Oh, yeah, so that was my goal, right? When I wake up, which, by the way, I do not use an alarm clock because I really hate alarm clocks. I may need to use one during winter. At the moment, the light wakes me up, no problem. Because, it gets light early here in New Zealand because of the long days. So I wake up quite comfortably on my own. I turn on this phone through which I'm talking to you. It's in aeroplane mode. I am not interested in the outside world. I watch my mind movie. Now, my mind movie is a 2-minute animated slideshow of the life that I'm deciding to create. And I did it in September, and I'm still watching it, and it's really interesting. Some of the things that are in there have actually kind of happened. And I say kind of happened because the things I put in, they're not go on a trip to this place or buy that pair of shoes or whatever. They're massive things that I'm going to want to keep happening through my life. So I'm seeing these things appearing, but it's like the colour orange. There's always going to be more orange, okay? I hope that makes sense. So I watch my mind movie. It's 2 minutes long. I often watch it twice. And then I get I have a little pad and a pencil, not a pen, pencil's easier, by my bed, and I just take a few minutes to write, I'm so grateful for the date, and I'm so grateful for, and I look back on yesterday and whatever it is that I'm grateful for. And it might just be that I had a good night's sleep and I woke up feeling rested, or it might be that something amazing happened yesterday, or it might just be that I felt really in love with life, or, something wonderful, whatever. Hi, Susanna. Hi, Linda. Great to see you both. So I take a few minutes, then I get up, I have a drink of water, because, we do that in the morning. And then more or less I go into the lounge, I set up my laptop, put the headset on, go into the field and create myself. And that is where, those intentions that I've been focusing on in the mind movie, those slides from the mind movie often come into my meditations. And not always in order, sometimes in order. It's like I'm playing the thing in there. But in my meditations, I have things that I am tuning into and becoming and practicing, living and embodying and being in that process. It's very active meditations that I'm doing with Joe. They are not passive things. It's not just concentration or looking at a candle or being very still, although there are times when I get to do being very nothing in the field. But they're very active, creative, amazing processes, and oh my God, the amount of energy that moves. So that's my morning process. And then after that, clearly I go for a walk to the top of the hill, I take a picture, I come down here, and I come back here and I do my life. And then I get into my working day. And so, obviously I'm pretty fired and wired and in a good space when I'm talking to you, because I've just been in the field and remembered who it is that I'm becoming and become a little bit more of that, because I do that every day, one way or another. I'm becoming more of the person that I desire and decided to be. That's my process. So in the last few days, when I've been waking up, and this is a long thing through my life, right? But in the last few days when I've been waking up after good rest and thinking, yeah, okay, I could sleep another hour, but I choose not to, because I've got enough rest and I know what enough rest is for me. And I have recognised that there is a shift happening in my body where, I think I mentioned that yesterday, so much stress. My body was conditioned to run on higher levels of stress hormones, and I'm no longer that self. I am so no longer that self. And so my body is saying, where are my stress hormones? I'm just going to be really, really laid back and sleepy and tired and not want to do much, because it's adapting, right? It's fine. And so I've been overcoming that in the last few days. Through the day, I've been saying, no, this isn't me. I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to feel the energy that I absolutely feel running through me in my meditations. Sonchia, good morning. Sammy, good morning. Because that energy is available to me and I know what it feels like. And my body has memorized being tired. And the feeling of being tired was this sort of sad, heavy, and I recognised it as an emotional state of being. And I thought, oh, my body is really good at doing this. And it does it without me. And so I've been overcoming this, particularly in the last few days, although it's been there forever. It's been there for a very long time. And I remember my mother saying, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. She said it all the time. So I got this programming, about being tired and being sad and being, bless her. I have some idea what she was dealing with. I'm not complaining, I'm bitching about it. It's just how it was. I got the programming. So I had this idea that people are tired. And so, and my husband will laugh if he sees this. I've been saying to him the last day, because I was so sleepy yesterday, just crazy, dopey, still an alpha. I could barely make my brain work, and here I am, back at work doing computery stuff. It's all right, I didn't screw up, but man, my brain was just, let me be out in the field today. I just want to sleep. I was so there, and I said, it'd be really nice to come out of one of these meditations all wired and fired up and with heaps of energy like this. I've watched stories of people who've had an amazing experience and they've been so full of energy they couldn't sleep and they were up all night and they were partying and having a great time. It'd be really nice to have that happen just once, because here I am, I'm all sleepy, feeling really good, but just really sleepy because my brain is so busy and my body is responding to a new mind, and it's taking a little time. It's not happening instantaneously. Sometimes it does, often it doesn't. So there I am having that experience, and this morning it was really interesting because, again, I was aware of the tiredness, but as I went down through the layers of self and consciousness and into the field and connected with the divine, which is me, which is not me, which is me, which is not me, the thing that is everything and all of us and nothing. There was this communication says, we're going to finish this today. And the process that unfolded, hi Janie, gorgeous. The process that unfolded was I really had to surrender that tired self. I really had to let go of that self on a deeper level than I ever have, because I never realised how identified with it I was. And I can't really explain it. That's the best I can do. And I felt the shift and I felt the change in all sorts of things. I'll get very diverted if I try to explain any more than that. My energy is different now. But what I'm aware of, and this is coming back to the point, there is a point. What I'm aware of is that in the last few days and today too, if my body tries to go back to that old mind of weariness and tiredness and can'tness and everything else, I'm the one who's to say, I am the mind. I choose. This is my energy now. This is who I am. And I've got to have processes in place to notice that. Instead of just unconsciously thinking, oh, I feel tired, I need to rest, and going through, we all have these programmed responses to whatever we're noticing in our body or in our physical environment or people or whatever. It's automatic for us to feel that way. Desislava, good morning. Lovely to be out here in the garden with you all. We all have these automatic responses. It's just, I feel this way, therefore I'm tired. And I was saying to my husband yesterday, in the past I would have said, oh, my thyroid function's low and that's why I feel like this. But the thing is, I'm not depressed. If my thyroid function's low, I feel low. That's, it's a clinical symptom that comes with low thyroid function. I do not have low thyroid function anymore, but my body has been adapting to not being stressed. And I've been sort of thinking, well, when's my body going to catch up with my mind? Well, I'd say it's caught up today. Hi, Debbie. Lovely to see you. So, you've got to have a process. And remember, some of you will remember, some of you won't, because I won't have said it since you started dancing and playing with us. I actually had to think, how am I going to have a meditation first thing in the morning? Because I sort of connected with Joe Dispenza's work in like January, February last year. And I thought, I want to do this every day. Eventually, I don't know, so probably in March. I thought, how am I going to do this? Oh, the time zones are going to change at the beginning of April. Okay, if we stay at daylight savings time, we'll be getting up an hour earlier and I can do it then. I had to think that through. I had to work it out. I had to put things in place. And years before, the gratitude habit, and I have, a little stack of these things now, of my gratitudes through the years. Putting that in place. I've been doing that for a long time. If I ever need to or want to write an autobiography, really everything that's important is going to be in those. Because it's a daily look, and I would not call it a journal, but it's a daily record of what was good about the day before. Andy, good morning, lovely. So processes, practical things, and then at the same time energetic things, being aware that if I start to feel tired again, if I start to feel that heavy self, the mind of Maddie being sad is expressed in my body as fatigue and low energy and whoa, fuzzy head, to think, no, that's not me. Shirley, that's you! Hey! To actually have a process so I know what to do. One more thing, and then I think I'm out of time, because this is very, very applicable to me. Amy, good morning. Yay, we're in the garden again. Dealing with money, right? I have to deal with money. I've got payments to make to Sangmarie. I've got to manage my credit cards, and sometimes this funding comes from different places because it's, it's the house or it's a business expense or what. I have to fluff around with money, and there's been a lot of resistance because of all the experience I've had in the past of I go to the account and there's only just enough or there's not enough, and and all the feelings that we have about this. And even though I'm becoming more financially abundant, little step by step, I still experience a lot of this resistance. And I realised a week or so ago that part of that is because I feel like I have to go in there and I have to immediately know what to do. Whereas, in fact, if I sit before I log in, Sherry, morning gorgeous! If I sit down before I log in and think, okay, what are the steps I need to take? And sometimes it's quite complicated. If I'm going to pay Sangmarie, for example, how much money does he need? How much is there in the bank account, because some people pay me in Kiwi? How much money is there in PayPal? Is it enough? If it's not, what dance do I do? There's all this jiggery-pokery has to go in my head. I have to work it out. And if I do that before I log in and I'm thinking, this session's going to time out on me, I have to get on with it, it makes a big difference. So there's so much about paying attention when you feel resistance, when you feel a challenge. Okay, whoa, back off yourself, break it down. Give yourself some space to think it through. How do you want it to be, and what can you put in place to make it possible? So if you want to fall in love with life, I've just remembered the point, I'm sure I'm over time. If you want to fall in love with life, who is the person that you would have to be in love with life? What does that feel like? And what are you going to put in place to every day cultivate that state of being? And then you have to backwards engineer. Okay, I want to do this. Well, how am I going to do that? Where's it going to fit in? What am I going to move? It's very, very practical. The beauty of it is when you get it in place and you practice and you fire and wire and you practice rehearsing being who you want to be. Maria, morning gorgeous. You get better at it and it becomes delicious. And I would never miss my time in the field. Arlen, beautiful to see you. Good morning. You couldn't pay me. No, it's my time. And everything that I have and share and become and be, it comes out of that. Makes me a better person for the day. So it's very practical. And I love to do that. I'm brilliant at logistics. I really am. Anyone who's worked with me will say that. I'll help you work it out. Not I won't tell you, but I'll help you work it out. Now, I know I'm done. I just want to say it is Tuesday, which means it's Sangmarie Tuesday. Man, have I got news for you. It's been an amazing month since I last updated you on what our dear Sangmarie Gomez has been doing in the Gambia. So, if you want to, come and be with me in about 3.5 hours, and I'll tell you what's been going on. It's amazing. Big love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.